everyone, and welcome to Whose Life Is It Anyway? A show where everything is made up, but the points actually do matter. If any of that sounds a little familiar, well, that's because yes, this is an improv comedy podcast where all the stories you're about to hear were completely made up on the spot, guided and prompted by real improv comedy games. How does it work? Well, two players are tasked with having a podcast-like interview or conversation, making it all up as they go, but there's a third guest who can interrupt at any time and give them new rules or new directions for their conversation via a list of different improv games and guidelines. How do you win? Well, if a player breaks character or simply doesn't follow the rules of the game they're in at the time, the other person is awarded a point, and at the end of a 20-minute time limit, the guest with the most points wins, and of course, becomes known to the world as a comedic genius. So, without any further ado, let's find out who's making stuff up in this episode.
Like a green Good Boy juice. This one just has like coffee in it.
Good boy juice?
Good boy juice.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I just like eat a bunch of I ate like so much pizza and hot dogs all weekend, and like now I'm just like I need to.
That's fair. I have seen a movie called Good Boy Juice.
You have what?
I've seen a movie called Good Boy Juice before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It ends kind of sad a little bit.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, something gets spilled on the girl's face by all the good boys.
Is this a porn?
Yeah.
Huh?
I thought you were just fucking with me.
Documentary.
Terrance, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Amber, are you ready?
Sure.
Well, folks, you just heard me talk to them, but I'm about to introduce them to you still because welcome to the show. Welcome to Whose Life Is It Anyway? This is a very real podcast, all about a fake podcast where someone's life story is about to be made up right here, right now, in a very fake interview that, of course, I cannot make up on my own. You heard me talking to him. Amber Falter.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. And in the host chair for this one, he's back.
I'm back, baby.
Terrance, my friend, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to get my timer together.
Well, while you do that, Amber and I are going to get ourselves ready because we are about to be tasked with making up a podcast right on the spot where one of our life stories is about to be made up. But we can't do that without a little bit of guidelines guiding us along. And Terrance, since you're in charge, you get to give us our roles and assign us our theme of the show we will be making up before you jump in and mess it up a whole bunch with a bunch of these improv games and guidelines.
Yes.
So, Terrance, what are we going to be doing in this episode?
So I think what we're going to have today is we're going to have this podcast will be your podcast.
Okay.
You are going to run a self-hate podcast.
Perfect. The complete.
All right.
Yeah.
And you will be interviewing the guest. I don't know. We have to give a name yet, but you will be a self-help guru.
Got it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Let me think of let me try and think of what I want. So I have a self-hate podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she is a self-help guru.
Yes, a guru.
Okay. I'm going to have you on to figure out what exactly that whole self-love life is about.
Okay.
So I'm the interviewer. You are the guest.
You can tell this is a self-help guru because there's a lot of juices here. We have a lot of
that's very fitting.
Natural.
That is
juices
actually
here.
very fitting.
Yeah.
That is great.
There's a huge water by my legs too. I'm the worst.
Okay. I think we are ready to go. We've been assigned our roles.
Yeah.
Terrance, whenever you feel ready, start the clock and we will kick it off.
All right, let's kick it off.
All right, what's up, fucking pieces of shit? Welcome back to the show. You are worth nothing and neither am I, but guest this week is going to try and tell us something a little bit different. My guest this week, Shirley Wilblow. Shirley, welcome to the show. You're I almost gagged when saying it, self-help guru. Is that right?
That's the simple term, yeah.
Right, yeah. Oh, simple. Right. Okay, so, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with my show, what we do around here, all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you reached out to me. You had your people reach out to my people. So I'm assuming you want to come on the show and try and, talk me out of this whole thing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I see so many of you sad boys.
Okay.
And I feel for your pain.
Right. Okay. Okay. So the pain that I'm going through, you think you can just like solve with what? Like thinking a little bit positively, pretending that things are like good or something, or like.
May I ask you something?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Hijack the podcast. That's whatever. Yeah.
Why do you drink 5 Mountain Dews before you record?
Because I have a fucking podcast and it's dope. How else am I supposed to get energized?
Okay.
Like it's okay. What are you drinking here? What is this? Some juices, some herbs, some dirt mixed with water.
Actually, my friends that work at a self-sustained farm.
Yeah.
This is bee pollen
Okay.
mixed with lavender.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Mixed with horse tears.
There's still more. There's more.
That's just 3 of the main ingredients.
Right. Okay. Why does the second bottle say horse cum?
Well, because
It's a great time to pause it. I believe we have now.
I'm trying to ignore your. Sorry.
We have now established the characters. And we'll get into the first game. And the game is Whose Line? So what I am going to do is assign you 2 pre-written lines, and you'll integrate them in the next few minutes of the show.
So yeah. Anyway, you also drink horse cum.
It's really good for your skin.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So you put that on your skin. You don't drink it.
Take all of that back. Regarding the horse cum.
Yeah, I get that people say that, but I just like putting horse cum on my skin just fucking because. But you have to make it into some self-righteous like, oh, I'm better because of it. Don't you just do it for fun?
It's actually really a spiritual experience.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. You want to know why I actually started a self-hate podcast? Why I wanted to be a little bit more realistic with life? Okay?
Because your dad hit you?
Do you want to know why else I started a self-hate podcast? To be more realistic with life?
Sure.
Because as my dad was hitting me, he would always shout the exact same bullshit, and it ingrained it in my brain. He would look me in the eye while he's smacking me with his balls, and he would say, "Do it again, but push harder." Because he was doing more than just hitting me. Okay?
It certainly sounds like it.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about calling somebody to report that?
Why the fuck would I do that? Why wouldn't I just keep all that inside and fucking make everyone around me miserable?
Yeah.
Take that back.
I did call my Uncle Larry, but Uncle Larry was right beside Dad while this was happening. So
I'm really sorry to hear that. You seem like a very hurt soul.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking fine, dude. I'm fine.
Yeah, if that's your calm, that's great. But honestly, one of my healers, because I am a healer.
Yeah, right. Let's get into that.
And I fly to Peru.
Oh, yeah, great for you. Happy for you. That's great.
Well, I take the scariest of all planes, the tiniest little scary planes.
Really?
But all the pilots are healers, and when we get on board,
Were you flying a crystal over there?
something like that.
Okay.
Well, we bring all of our amethyst.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
What?
I feel like you're mocking me, but again,
Lady,
It
it's a
might
self-hate
be-
podcast. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to mock
Yeah.
you. I'm just saying that I literally don't agree with anything that you're saying. I think it's kind of dumb, and I'm going to make fun of it.
I feel like no one will ever love you. So anyway, our pilots,
That's not
when
very
we start
self-help
flying
of
to
you.
Peru for our healing journeys,
Yeah.
for our healing camps,
Right.
they get on the loudspeaker and we all say this in prayer. And will you join me?
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
repeat,
Yeah.
repeat after me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I'm too drunk for this shit.
I'm too drunk for this shit.
Do you feel better?
Not really. No. No,
Probably
I
all
wish
of
I
the
was.
Mountain Dew.
I would. Yeah. No. I think I chugged a couple Mountain Dews. I am actually not feeling that great, but that's the fucking point of the show, bros, is to fucking feel terrible. So that's why I chugged the Mountain Dew,
I'm
and I
worried.
just like don't give. Okay. I need to ask you something.
Sure.
Okay. I want to dig into why the hell you do any of the stuff that you do. Okay, where does this all begin with you? Now, I did a little bit of research because when I knew you were coming on, I was like, how the hell am I going to even talk to this chick? She's fucking out here acting like life is good when it's not.
You spit on me at the door.
Right. No, yes, I did. Because, like, that's how our ancestors used to do this shit. Is fucking so...
This is incredible. I think we can make this even better if we were to add some accents. Let's add accents.
Well, I'm already stuck in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a new one.
Right, of course I fucking spit on you when you got here. I don't care about anything you do. I don't... Here's the thing. Since you got here, I've been needing to say one thing to you, okay? And this is it. And I got to get it on my chest. I'm not even going to wait to the end of the show, all right? I want to do this now because I want to get to the bottom of this. I hit a person on my car. Hit a person with my car earlier. I am subtly going back into my original accent, but I needed to get that off my chest that I hit somebody with my car on the way over here earlier. And guess what? I don't care. Those people don't matter. You know what I mean? Nothing really matters. So how does that make you feel?
Look, I'm going to reward Amber the first point of the episode because I don't know what happened here.
I'm impressed.
It was being able to flow in and out of both accents. You should get a point, but you're not going to get one.
Oh, wow.
In fact, you know what?
I didn't even have to participate.
You know what? Actually, you get 3 points because you're a woman, Amber. You get 13% less points than Ross here.
This is why I like to have Terrance back on the show. He's very liberal with his point giving. He has his own point system that he follows. And I do love it. Yes, thank you, Terrance, for being here. I'm still in character, in case you haven't noticed.
Yes, please continue.
So, yeah, like, I hit a person with my car on the way over here, and I just don't care about it. So, like, how does that make you feel? You know what I mean? Sitting in a room with someone like that. You know, I'm sure you've never hit someone with a car. I'm sure if you saw it, you get out and rub some grass on them or something and try to heal them.
Oh, well, down in the dirty dungarees is where I'm worried about you. Sounds like your heart's down under. Getting eaten by the crocs, all your feelings, all your sadness, all your soul has just been shitted upon by the kangaroo.
Yeah, I forgot you hadn't used your accent yet. That threw me off a little bit. I got scared. Yeah,
sure, of course he's fucking shocked.
Yeah.
Listen,
Anyway.
it's all about self-care, giving a fuck about what's going on with your mentals. And I feel like I might be losing my accent very quickly to a different accent.
That's fine, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. And here's, I want to say, crikey. And God bless for you sharing your deepest, darkest of secrets with me.
That stuff that...
Amber has been awarded a point for saying crikey.
That's great. That's what we should say. Yeah.
Also, we're going to throw in a new game here.
Love this.
Can I drop the accent?
Yes, you can drop the accent.
I think I'm going to keep mine.
You can keep your accents.
I'm going to try.
This is America. You can put ketchup on your pancakes if you want.
That's true.
The game we're going to play is going to be yes and. So you guys must continue the story by starting each one of your responses by saying yes and to the end of their you deliver a line, yes and the line goes back, it's yes and. You guys will continue that.
Yes, and I get that you try and spew all this bullshit, but I'm just not seeing the point.
Yes, and when I look at you, I see the weakest little bitch, and I worry about you. And I just want to say, turns out all those kids deserved it.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, is they fucking deserve that shit. Now, was that something you did?
Yes, and when I saw the report of the car accident, I was like, I fucking hate those guys.
Yes, and now you're starting to see what I see. You're starting to come around to the point of this podcast. Yeah.
Yes, and as much as I think you are a total prick loser who needs to learn how to meditate, I really hated those kids. And I'm glad they're gone, you know?
Yes, and I get where you're coming from and where you'd kind of be confused as to you think, that life is worth it when in fact it's not. But I did, in my research, you actually murdered your family. Is that true?
Yes, and I'm a better person for it.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, to see those things ultimately don't matter. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, and no. Fuck me. Thank you, God.
We're at the halfway point of the podcast. Ross, you get a point. You guys were rocking. You get 2 points for that, Ross. Nice. You get 1 point because you tried. Everyone gets an effort point. And we're going to continue this podcast by throwing in a new game, which is called dubbing. So I'm going to talk for Amber.
Good.
And you'll just continue to move your lips to the words that I'm saying as we continue being interviewed by our self-hate podcaster.
All right, so you're sitting here as a self-help guru, and you've killed your family. You say the kids deserve it. I'm starting to think that you are actually more like me than you'd care to admit.
I'd have to agree with that. I think that you and I ultimately are the same.
Right, okay. Does that mean like physically the same or mentally the same, emotionally the same? What do you think?
I'd say a little bit of both. You hate, I love. It's like there's a thin line between love and hate. And because I'm now being possessed by the people that I've murdered, that's why my voice is so unique now.
I did want to bring that up. You sort of went through several accents in this interview, and I kind of thought this would be just like a weird thing where I really just have to sort of like, honestly just shit all over you for all the things you believe, but I think there's something deeper going on here. You ever think that maybe, you have murdered people, but then you try to make up for it by rubbing crystals together and shit? You ever think one of those seances might have conjured some shit up here?
Oh, yeah. I'd say that's quite possible.
Sorry, was that Macho Man? Randy, did you kill Macho Man? Did I hear that?
Yeah, brother. You need a little excitement? Yeah! Snap into a zest drink.
Wow, that's great. Macho, why have you? Big fan. Nice to, ouch, nice to meet you. Sorry, I just wanted to shake your hand. I don't know much how long you're going to stay around, but I mean, this is honestly some big shit here from my show. While you're here, how did she kill you? Can you reveal? I mean, we don't know what happened to you.
Well, what happened is I was one day out with Miss Elizabeth, and we were walking across the street, and I know that I'm the cream of the crop.
That's right. Right. Okay, that didn't answer me. Right, so you were walking across the street. Oh, was she trying to take over and stop you from revealing this? So I get it. I get how possessions work. Right,
it was poison cream.
Poison cream. She fucking poison creamed you.
God.
You know what? I'm not the host, but Terrance, give yourself a point for implementing some Miss Elizabeth into that.
Oh, yeah.
That means you know what you're talking about, and I appreciate that.
I've given myself 1 point. I've given Amber 2 points. And Miss Elizabeth also gets a point.
Hey, shouts to you. Also, unfortunately, dead with Macho Man.
Let's resume. Yes, back to the regular old podcast. I think.
No more dubbing?
No more dubbing.
Okay.
I'm out of here.
Okay, so glad we got to the bottom of that. Ma'am, do you understand, Shirley, do you get that you've got possession shit going on here? Have you any recollection of what you said in the last, 7 minutes?
Very little, but
Right.
once I go back to Peru, I bring the crystals, and in each crystal is
Right.
a soul of who's possessing me, and I let it go out there like a big fart.
So you've known this entire time that you've been doing shit with dead people?
Yes, of course.
That's a part of your self-love routine?
Yeah, because if all the people's lives that I've taken don't get to at least come back through my body and use my body since I
Okay.
took theirs.
Right. You think that's like some self-righteous shit?
Pause here. Before we answer this question, I think we will answer this question using one of my favorite games, the alphabet game.
My favorite too.
Starting with the letter
Great.
G.
Gagging over here, nearly, over the revelations that you're sharing here in this episode. I thought you were more than that. I thought you were some positivity-filled thing. Now you're just fucking putting ghost crystals in your cooch? What are you doing?
Haven't you a clue about anything spiritual? Or do you just sit on Reddit all day and jerk off?
I clearly sit on Reddit every day and beat my little fucking meat until it's red. Because that's what I fucking enjoy, because I fucking hate life.
Just take a moment and tell me who hurt you outside of your father. Because I feel like there's more. Knives?
Knives.
Oh.
Knives are what some of my neighbors actually used when they joined in with me, Dad. It was a very bad neighborhood that we lived in. No one cared. Yeah.
Little you was just so lonely, so pathetic.
Mikey, little Mikey, that's me. Yeah, he dealt with a lot. You know what I mean? But I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to use all this fucking nice care emotion to turn this around on me, aren't you?
Now, I'm just baffled at how still very angry you are, and I want to know what's your goal in having me on? Because you didn't have to say yes to this.
Oh, piss off! All right, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make this all about you. That's what you self-righteous people try and do, right? Oh, it's all about me, 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 and you pretend like you're helping other people. Stop.
Pleasure is important. Self-pleasure and community pleasure. But I truly am worried about you, and I want to help you.
Question for you. Why do you think that what you do actually matters?
Underneath all of your pain, there is actually... Am I wrong? Right? Where are we?
Yeah, there was a letter there that was missed. We went from
RST.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
skipped
Oh
over
my God, I
those.
didn't
Yes,
even...
yes.
I was... Wow.
But because you messed up, Amber, you've been awarded 1 point.
Good.
So
grief.
yeah, no, I do like self-pleasure for sure, right? I just don't do it with fucking crystals and stuff, and kill people thinking that makes me better. I don't understand. You killed Macho Man. That's kind of fucked.
I think he had a negative vibe, and he needs to go.
He literally ran around making people happy, shouting, "Oh yeah, that's not exactly bad."
So did the Kool-Aid Man, but...
Well, he did kill people. Yes, I see your point. Honestly, fair point. I thought we were going to argue a lot more, but I understand where you're coming from there.
We're getting to the close of the episode. Things are going well. The points are they're all over the place.
I have no idea.
I want to do
So stupid.
as as producer powers, I'm going to have you switch roles. So you are now be the interviewer, and you are now the interviewee.
Got it.
Accents change too, right?
Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks.
Just wanted to confirm that the accents also change. So I get, yes, Kool-Aid Man, not a great example. Macho Man kind of had it coming because I had to be on my own journey. All of this is about, it's about my life, my self-expression. And if how I express myself is by murdering others to then put crystals into my asshole to make myself feel better, who are you, a very hateful person, but who are you to say that I can't?
Crikey. Well, honestly, I just fucking hate my whole life, and I'm very envious of a lad like you. And you can just be so hoity-toity, happy-doinky, and it makes me want to boink myself in the head.
Amber's awarded a point for using crikey. However, since Amber is you right now, you're actually going to get the point because Amber said crikey while being you.
So I understand. I just, I wanted to reach out to you to come on this show because I think there's some healing that needs to be done. I've seen a lot of your clips online. I've seen a lot of the stuff you do.
Well, the one where I killed my cat with my shoe?
I did catch the replay of that live stream, yes. And
Was it the one where I pissed on my dog with my wiener?
I also saw clips from that one, yes.
Or was it the one where I went to the pool and I gave a dirty dungaroo to my little sister?
Yes, I also saw that. Why are you so excited when you say these things? Do you know these are hurtful things? I understand did one of my spirits possess you? I'm so sorry. I've been trying to keep these under control, but sometimes they leave my body and go into others who need it. So are you possessed? I'm so sorry. Are you possessed?
This is a great place to pause. We want to know if you're possessed. But since we had a flurry of questions here, why not end this podcast with a game called Questions Only?
Which spirit is in you now?
I don't know. Do you love me? Because I love you. Do you love me?
Are you all right?
Oh, shucks. Haven't you a clue who I am?
My
Was
God.
that noise the end of our game, I believe?
That was the end of the game. I must award Ross a point. The questions only. He was able to successfully drive that one home.
That's fair.
We're very close. We're going to this in fact is the end of the 20 minutes.
We have hit our time limit.
Yes.
And Terrance, while you accumulate the points, I want to talk about what the fuck just happened.
Yes, please.
So, a self-hate podcast, clearly like an incel, type of guy.
Yeah.
Has a self-help guru on who has in turn murdered people, believing that helps her journey. I gotta be honest. At first, I hated the interviewer. Right? I was like, oh, I gotta make this guy terrible.
You did great.
But thank you. You did great. I fucking hated you. But turns out the self-help guru also turned into a pretty hateable person.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to pass.
Often mirrored in real life, I would say. Both of those people on one podcast together can honestly make a shitstorm of annoying, to be honest, I believe. So I think we played the characters pretty close to reality.
Absolutely. As I was sitting here, I was hating both of you. You know, I
That's
hated
perfect.
both of you.
Begrudgingly giving us each points for
Yes,
things that
absolutely.
our characters
Equally
would-
hateable.
Absolutely.
I can't believe you murdered Macho Man.
Yeah, that was a hey.
You know,
But I did love that he showed up
wrench?
for a
Yeah.
conversation.
he showed up. You know,
I did appreciate that. Yes.
This
And
is-
also, it became paranormal. Love that. You shouldn't have messed around with all those crystals.
Hey, sorry.
That's what happens. You trap souls in crystals, you're probably going to end up being possessed on a self-hate podcast somewhere.
That was all based off of a man I work with who does go to Peru on healing trips, and he's amazing.
I love the voice.
So it's a
by
good
the way.
person.
The soft. I loved it.
I tried.
So that real
I
person
lost
you
it.
know was a good person.
Oh, he's the best person.
So the bad parts weren't based off of him. Just so we can clarify
No.
here on the show, so no one calls the police and sends them
Perfect.
to
My job.
Yes, your job to arrest this gentleman. Terrance.
Yeah.
We do have to refer back to the scoreboard. We do have to figure out who won this game because this is an improv show where the points do indeed matter.
The points do. The points do. You know, it was a very tight race. Miss Elizabeth getting 1 point. for the
Shouts to Miss
episode.
Elizabeth.
I got a point myself just
Congrats.
because I'm me.
Yes,
Amber got a point for getting something wrong.
that was good. You know what?
And you got a point because Amber did something that I liked, but she was you.
Right. Yeah,
So,
of course.
I
That's
like-
how it naturally works.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
So the final score is actually Amber 7, Ross 6. But not so fast, my friend. We know that cisgender white men are having a tough go.
That's
at
true. We're
times
being pushed
here.
down a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Everyone's talking about everybody else and not us.
Yes. So what I've decided
Hard.
to do, in an effort of affirmative action, I have awarded Ross a additional 1.5 for being a cisgendered white man.
Thank you so much.
Ross,
it's a struggle.
Someone
out
had to
here.
do it.
It's, I'm finally someone.
Yes.
One for the good guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, finally, we get something out of all this. Like, I've been waiting for centuries.
Top episode.
Yeah. By the score of 7.5 points, Ross, you take home the victory.
And the crowd goes wild. This is for all
Incredible.
straight white males everywhere. Guys,
Excited to come back,
we
Terrance.
did it. We did it. You know, I have assumed the role
Yes.
of leader for all of us, and I just have to say we have been held down for years. We are being overlooked,
Absolutely.
passed over. You know, everybody's wanting to be paid more. What
Yeah.
about me being paid more?
I want you to know that was an act of feminism that it was what allowed Ross to win. It was like reverse feminism, I believe.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's of course.
Yeah.
I think
Feels
I know
right.
What that,
Yeah.
that feels right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just happy, you know, to win one for the white guys. That's really
it.
That's really what I'm happy. You have really, really changed the world here today, Terrance.
That's my goal.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to sub in here. I didn't want to just sit here and be a part of a podcast where I was producing things. I wanted to help change the world. you know?
Exactly. And much like my character
Yeah,
was fighting for the rights of straight
it.
white males everywhere.
That's it.
I have now won for the rights of straight white males.
We took a step in the direction.
Everywhere.
I don't know if it was the right direction, but we took a step in the direction.
Well, Minnie would
Chose a
say it
path.
probably is the right direction,
Oh.
if you know what I mean. So, yeah, we probably did take a step in that direction.
Oh.
Whether fortunately or unfortunately, and I'm not trying to make a bunch of puns of the game names, but speaking of one last game, guys, do you want to help you wrap this episode up?
Let's
Can
go.
we do
Absolutely.
that? Will
Yeah.
you do this with me? As we speak to all the straight white males in the audience, the highest percentage of our listeners most likely, at least for sure after this episode. Do you guys want to help me tell them goodbye one word at a time?
Let's go.
Let's play a game together because if anything this episode has done, it's not divide people, it has brought us together.
That's it.
So we will do that.
That is it.
Together. Terrance, kick us off.
Usually,
We
Praise
those
Who?
are
unfortunate
Enough.
to
be
Ugly.
but
they
Never.
ever
should
Eat.
any
thing
That.
curls
or
Perms.
so
because
If.
you
think
We.
don't
curl
Or.
grab
those
Pubes.
you
must
Sniff.
the
underarm
Of.
your
society.
And.
oh one
Step
Forward.
for
white
Boys.
everywhere. That was not only the longest goodbye ever, but maybe the one that helps this world come together the most. Thank you very much.
together.
I hate that character.